How's it going, everyone? RoyalFlush here. Welcome to Meter Management, not financial advice. Any of the stocks talked about in this video are not advice to buy, hold, or sell. All the information here is to enlighten you and to teach you. I will not tell you what to buy or what to sell. Please take some good notes and let's have some fun. All right. So today's topic is dividend stocks. Okay. I feel like oftentimes I've been getting a lot of conversations at work or just with people who know that I do stocks and stuff, and they always ask me, what kind of stocks to buy, this and that. But I think what really comes down to is there's a lot of things to learn about the stock market, and I think one of the really foundational things to learn is how to pick up good stocks, and I wanted to say that maybe dividend stocks might be a good way to start out. Okay, so they are one of many types of stocks. You can have your tech stocks, you have your really speculative stocks, and you have some stocks that you can kind of just hold forever and not have to worry. But the thing is with dividends is that they pay out even when the stock isn't doing too hot or even when it's doing well. So in a sense, there's a good amount of safety involved. But firstly, have you ever heard the expression pays off with dividends? It's usually something that you do. Either you learn it as a knowledge of skill, anything like that. If it's something that you learn that's like some type of useful knowledge, it becomes helpful down the line. It will kind of pay off at a later date. And that's literally what a dividend stock is. But I want to show you a few examples and a few fighting games to show you how paying off in dividends can actually work out. So in Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, you want to know points of your character's moves that actually have invincibility. Those can be supers, parts of special moves, or even some variable counters, depending on the character's assist. So for my team, I can do all three of them. So I have Dante set to do his quarter circle forward super, $1 million. It's a projectile super where he's very stationary and shoots a lot of bullets, and it's a really good super, but most oftentimes they'll do it from in the middle of a combo and not really point blank. But let's say your opponent is slipping up and they don't know, okay? So with MODOK, I could actually just do this killer illumination super on reaction, as long as I'm close enough, and it'll work. Say I wind up blocking and then I want to come in with Thor, I could actually do his Mighty Smash assist as a variable counter, which has invincibility on startup. Just like that. As Beautiful Joe, he actually has a dodge special and a super that has a lot of startup invincibility with his Mach Speed super. There you go, like that. So in Tekken, if a character has a hop kick, they're generally minus 13. So that means your character, if you get a block, you actually get a jab punish or anything that's faster than 13 frames or 13 frames. Okay. So in case of Jin, he actually gets 2-4 off hop kick punishes. So that includes like Miguel, Lee, and King. We'll all do their hop kicks and he'll punish with both 2-4 and 1+2. 2-4. 1+2. So basically you're getting free damage off of knowing that these types of moves, specific moves, are punishable on block or on hit or even on whiff, but specifically these are punishes on block. So in BB tag, if you know your opponent is going to burst, as you can see the 2 meters at the bottom, there's several ways to punish burst in this game, and if you know those ways to punish, then you should be getting nice meaty damage off of a burst punish.
Do not waste my time.
You can normally punish with a jump cancel or your assist of choice that actually punishes burst, or even other instances like dodging or using a reversal action. So I have it so that after the first hit, Yumi is going to use her burst and tag in Adachi, and I'm going to punish that burst with all the ways that I know. Alright, so I'm going to show you the jump cancel punish right here.
Do not waste my time.
Next, I'm going to show you the super punish cancel. Alright, so I'm going to show you the punish with assist. You actually take the hit from the burst, but right before you do that, you have to call the right assist, and then you tag in the direction of where the opponent is, and you pick up from there with your point character.
Do not. Oh, I don't think so. Salvation!
Okay, now I'm going to show you a few other special ones. Lene has a roll. She could actually punish using her roll.
Oh, I don't think so. Let's go. Don't take me like that.
The point of all of that was, those are all very particular skills that you can learn when picking up the game. But if you understand and utilize those skills, then they'll result in wins here and there, or maybe, you know, some sort of gain along the way. Okay, that's just one of many examples. Those are just a few of many examples. So now let's actually look at the dividend stocks themselves. So how would you know that a stock pays a dividend? Well, there's a couple ways. So here's my Robinhood. All my holdings over here are on the right, and I'm actually currently holding 3 different dividend stocks: IRM, JEPI, and O. And so when you look at ticker symbols specifically here, it'll actually show you a dividend yield on the specific stocks information here. It would actually show you a dividend yield. So it says 3.9%. That's kind of hard to gauge, even on some of my other tickers like O. You don't really know what 3% means, or even 5%. These percentages vary based on the stock. I think a better way to check it out though would be on Webull. On Webull, depending on whether it's an ETF or simply just a dividend-paying stock, we go here to Corp Actions, and it shows here that it actually has a dividend history. This is really insightful because now it shows you how much you get per share. So for 1 share of O, for example, you get 25, basically 26 cents here, okay, for every share that you hold. For ETFs, say for like SPY, which does pay a dividend, it would say here in ETF details, and here's their pay history. It looks like dividend per share, EX-dividend date, and the payout dates would be very different. So that's how you find how if a stock pays a dividend. Now, next, how would you know that the dividend is worth your time? I guess for me, there are a couple things that I look for. If the cost of the dividend has been increasing, at least incrementally over the course of time, so as long as they've been increasing the dividend that pays out over the last several years, then that's a good dividend. Also, just the amount that gets paid out per dividend held, if that's worth to you, that is also worth looking at. So, what are the important dates to look at for dividend stocks? You want to actually know when the EX-dividend date is, and also when the payout date is. But if you don't know when the EX date is, you might not get paid out. So how do we find the EX-dividend date? On Webull, it actually does show here on their dividend history. So we'll pull up their dividend history. So we'll focus on O. Okay, their monthly paying dividend stock. How do I know this? I go to Corp Actions, and it shows on the EX-dividend date, there's one for every single month so far this year. January, February, March, April, May, June, July. Today's August 31st. Okay, and today just happens to be O's dividend. EX-dividend date. So that means for every share you hold of O, you'll get paid out this dividend. And they calculate that, and then the payment date would actually be about 15 days from the EX-dividend date. So by the middle of the next month is when I would get paid these number of shares. So since I'm currently holding a little over 88 shares worth, I'm getting somewhere over $22. Okay, so I'm gonna get that on the 15th. That's the payout date. For quarterly paying, there are actually 3 different kinds of quarters that they would pay on. It pays on the months of January, April, July, and October. This one right here, this is OHI. This pays on the 2nd, 5th, 8th, and 11th months. Okay, and then even to cover the ones that were just mentioned, we have another stock right here, KHC. That's Kraft Heinz. They pay on the 3rd, 6th, 9th, and 12 months. On top of that, they, if you didn't sell already, they also pay at different times of the month. These quarterly paying, or even the monthly ones. IRM's pays on these months at the beginning. OHI's pays in the middle of the months mentioned, and KHC pays at the end of the month. And O's, just for the record here, pays in the middle. Where also on JEPI's, theirs pays somewhere near the beginning of the month. So as you can tell, these dividend stocks actually pay on a schedule. So what you can do is you can actually get paid on a specific schedule. So since I have currently I have three different dividend stocks, I'm technically getting paid every month in dividends thanks to the scheduling. I have 2 monthlies and currently 1 quarterly, but I'm going to improve my portfolio's dividend payout so that I get paid more frequently throughout the months. So I'm going to do that by buying up more dividends that pay quarterly on the months that aren't covered. I like the fact that dividend stocks are probably the most passive form of income. When you're literally just holding, and say you're on months when you're not actually making that much in your trades, or maybe even losing, your dividends will still pay you out. So it's a nice feeling to know. What I normally do with dividends, I treat them as if like they're defensive stocks for my portfolio. They're like armor-clad piggy banks. So anytime I make money, whether it's from recycling or extra spending money I don't want to spend on stuff, or bonus checks or gift money, I always put it in my dividend stock that I'm trying to buy out until I reach my certain amount. So that way I know that it didn't go to waste, that money I just had in my hand, and I know will pay me back later on in dividends. So it's really more than an expression, guys, okay? So if you understand that it's good to have dividends in your stock portfolio, and you see their true worth as then more than just a few cents per share, it doesn't seem like a lot, it'll actually compound. And what's cool is if you don't want to do anything with the dividend, but you want to reinvest it, you can automatically reinvest it into the same stock, and it'll really snowball, and you'll get even bigger checks on your schedule. So go ahead and make it work for you the way you want. For me, like I already mentioned, I want to have stocks that pay out very frequently through the months. So after I'm through with my shares on O, which would be my second monthly dividend stock, I'm going to focus on a few quarterly dividend stocks so I can get paid on the weeks of the months that aren't really covered by my other monthly dividend stocks. So yeah, make it work for you. Anyways, let me know what you guys think. What dividend stocks are you interested in? What dividend stocks you're thinking of adding to your portfolio? They're a really good part of keeping your portfolio in the green, even on weeks when you say maybe the market's not doing too well, or you didn't make too much on your trades. Your dividends will still pay you, so it's a nice feeling. Okay? Anyways, I hope you guys learned a lot from this. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And thank you for watching. Don't forget to like the video. Lastly, if you want to earn it, you're going to have to learn it, or to get what we desire, you got to jump to the fire. See you guys in the next one, okay?